It's best to keep some things private, but my credit score ain't one of them, especially if it empowers you with the knowledge you need to improve your own credit score. Hey everyone, it's Mark. I'm here to help you put more money in your pocket through credit cards and smart financial habits. If that sounds good to you, then do me a quick favor and click on the like and subscribe button down below. Also check out the links down below in the description area for some great credit card offers, to get some additional cash back when you shop online through Rakuten, and to sign up for MAXREWARDS, which allows you to manage all of your credit cards and their rewards in one single app. So today is a very special day. I'm actually going to reveal not only my credit score, but I'm actually going to walk over to my computer and open my entire Credit Karma account and walk you through my credit score and all the underlying factors like my utilization, my payment history, etc., so that we can see what is actually behind my score, what factors are actually holding my score back a little bit, and where I'm actually doing very well. And of course, the goal of actually doing all this is to not only expose my secret life of credit, but to help you with the knowledge that you need to improve your own credit score and to be able to identify the factors that are pulling your score down versus the ones that are actually helping hold your score up. Because it's one thing to tell somebody, oh, your score needs some serious work and good luck, versus, hey, your score needs some work and here are the exact areas to focus on to boost your score as quickly as possible and the most dramatic way possible and sustain it long term. So let's go walk over to my computer right now. I'll pull up my Credit Karma account, log in, and give you a tour of my dashboard, my credit score, and all the underlying factors underneath that score, so that way you can walk away with some awesome credit knowledge. And by the way, welcome to the Hilton Anatole in Dallas, Texas. If you're looking for a great resort with a swim-up bar and a really cool water complex, I highly recommend staying here. All right, let's go ahead and go to creditkarma.com, and I'm going to log in with my super secret password. Okay, great. Now here's the main dashboard of Credit Karma, and just be aware that they will always give you suggested offers. There are different loan products for auto, home, personal loans. File your taxes for free. There's so many other things that Credit Karma tries to direct your attention to, but that does not mean you have to go around applying for all these types of things. What we're going to focus on here is more of the credit score itself and the factors behind them. So my current scores on TransUnion are going to be 810, then 826 on Equifax. So I'm going to click on TransUnion here to see, first of all, what caused my score to drop by 1 point. So I'll click here. And this is a great tool or resource here to see what changed. Just be aware that this is always here, so that way if your score goes up or down, of course you can see my score has changed over time as well. Bid dropped right there, then it rebounded. So if you click on see what changed, you can get some insights into what happened. So for me, on May 30th, that's when my score dropped 1 point. We found 2 changes on your TransUnion credit report. My balance with Citi increased by $308 on one card. I can click on the expand plus icon. So I went from 0% utilized on this card up to 4% because my balance increased. And then down to Amex, my balance increased by $535. This was on one of my cards that has no preset spending limit. So for that reason, it says this card has no reported credit limit, so your balance doesn't factor into your overall credit card utilization. Still, keep in mind that adding additional debt could potentially lower your credit score. And on this screen, you can of course keep on scrolling down and see the different changes that occurred over time on your credit report for quite a while. So it's very helpful to get some insights into, what were the 4 changes here that on December 24th. I could of course expand that and see those changes as well. So when balances go up or down, inquiries are added or removed, so on and so forth. All those types of things will be tracked or logged right here. Scrolling back up to the top and back over to score details. Then scrolling down here, we can see the main factors of your credit score, including your payment history, credit card use, derogatory marks, credit age, total accounts, and hard inquiries. You can also view your entire credit report on one screen and print that out if you ever want to do so, or save it as a PDF. I'm not going to click on this here in this video because it does show your personal addresses and other sensitive information, but do know if you want to see everything on one dashboard or one screen, that is an option down here. And I also love how they color code the 6 main tiles here, because in general, the green means you're in the good zone, yellow is in the caution zone, and red means you got to work on that to improve your score. So this is a fantastic immediate at a glimpse dashboard, so you can see the factors right away that are kind of suppressing your credit score. And also, of course, what's helping your credit score. So everything in green here, my payment history, credit card use, derogatory marks, and total accounts are all in good standing, and they're all doing their part to lift my score up. But then the number of hard inquiries is not doing so great, and then my credit age also needs some work as well. So let's look at the factors that are hurting my score the most, starting with credit age of 3 years and 6 months. I'll click on this. And here's where it says your credit history looks pretty new. Lenders typically like to see that you have experience using credit responsibly. What to know? Number one, if you're paring down your accounts, meaning you're canceling or closing accounts, don't close your oldest credit card. It's what gives you a long credit history. Point number two, sometimes credit cards will close an old account that never gets used. Use an old card now and then to prevent a potential score drop. And I think what they meant to say there was that sometimes credit card companies will close an old account or close a credit card account, and that's totally true. And point number three, when an older account like a mortgage or a student loan falls off your report, your score could drop since you're losing the credit history that comes with that account. Now, positive payment history will still remain on your official credit report for up to around 10 years, and negative information typically stays on your report for about 7 years, even if you close out the accounts. But if a credit card gets closed out and you lose that credit limit, then that could affect your overall utilization right now today. So that said, for me, my average age is 3 years, 6 months. That is across all of my accounts. So I'm kind of in this zone right here between 2 and 4 years. And this just shows you that the longer your history, typically the better your score over time. So here are my open accounts right here. You can see my oldest one is currently 6 years and 10 months, and then it goes down from there, all the way down to my most recent account, which is 1 month old. That's my new US Bank Cash Plus card. And I have more cards in the younger phase than I have old cards. So for that reason, it's those newly opened accounts that are keeping my average age down. So in order to improve my average age of accounts here, what I would need to do is to stop opening new cards, because those new accounts drive down my average age, and also to hold on to my old accounts long term. Now, before we go back here to my TransUnion Credit Health, do realize that all those 6 tiles are also up here at the top. So the payment history, derogatory marks, total accounts, all that is right up here. I just prefer to go back and view the color-coded tiles, because again, that shows me where I should be clicking on to view information about what is affecting my score the most. So we just went over credit age. Now we see the hard inquiries here in yellow. So let's click on that. And here's what it says here. We noticed a few hard inquiries. Hard inquiries from things like credit applications can stay on your report for up to 2 years, but their effects tend to fade over time. What to know? Point number one, good news. It's a temporary ding, and scores usually bounce back in 3 months. Point two, plan ahead and minimize your hard inquiries at least 9 to 12 months before trying to get a mortgage or a bid loan. So for me here, I've got 4 inquiries, so I'm kind of in the yellow zone here, which means it's definitely hurting my score a little bit, but not in a hugely dramatic way. And then scrolling down here, I can see the inquiry details from Bank of America, US Bank, Goldman Sachs Bank, from my Apple card, and then my BBVA card as well. So back to the top here, what I can do to improve this area of my credit report and therefore my score overall is to again stop applying for any new cards, and also to let my current inquiries fall off. Now back to the main page here. Scrolling down again, then the remaining factors for me are in green, so I don't have any derogatory marks. We now have total accounts, 45, low impact. So the impact here tells you the impact it's having on your scores. So my credit age was having a medium impact. It's kind of hurting my score. Hard inquiries is a low impact, but it suppresses my score a little bit. And then anything that may be a low impact has the minimal amount of your credit score. So now let's look at my total accounts here. I've got 27 open accounts and 18 closed accounts, and this will include, of course, auto loans, credit cards, personal loans, all the different types all added together here. And here's what it says. There's a solid number of accounts on your report. Lenders typically like to see that you've used a variety of accounts responsibly. What to know? Number one, having different account types like credit cards and loans can help your credit. Number two, don't fret about an exact number or mix, since you'll build these over time. The important thing is that you're using your accounts responsibly. And number three, if a mortgage, student loan, or auto loan falls off your report, your score could drop since you're losing a line of credit that's giving you a lot of credit history. All right, now let's go back to the main dashboard here, or at least the main dashboard of TransUnion, and we'll look at the payment history. And I'm happy to report that I do have 100% on-time payment history, so this is not hurting my score at all, but there are some good things to know because of course you don't want to have late payments. First of all, a 100% on-time payment history is a good sign for lenders, meaning credit card companies and banks, that you can reliably make payments. What to know? A single 30 or 60-day missed payment is easier to recover from, but can hurt your score significantly. Point number 2, a 90-day missed payment is more damaging and could disqualify you from certain loans. And point number 3, after 90 days, missed payments can become charge-offs and be sent to a collection agency. And that's where your score can really start to suffer in a big way. So of course, here are some great ways to ensure that you don't have a late payment. What I like to do is whenever I get the notification saying that a bill is ready, meaning I have a few weeks typically before it's due, I'll just make the payment most often right there and then. Of course, you can always set up auto pay as well, so that way you never have to think about this and your payments will automatically be deducted from your checking account and paying off your cards automatically for you. Okay, now let's go back to the TransUnion Credit Health again and look at the credit card use, which means the utilization. And here's where it says, great job, you aren't using too much of your credit card limits. And at the moment, for my reported balances, I've got $903 out of $255,000 plus. So that's basically well under 1%, so they just rounded off to 0%. For what to know, the first point is credit card use matters most for each individual card. And number 2 says the average use across all your cards is important too. Both of those do get factored into your credit score. And for point number 3, try to stay under 30% or under 10% is even better to reach top scores. And remember, you don't need to carry any credit card debt to build your credit. How this gets calculated. Banks usually share your info with the credit bureaus on the same day each month. Again, that's typically on your statement close date. Some banks, like US Bank, usually go at the last business day of the month. But regardless, you'll be able to figure that out for each individual card. So for point number 2, of course, it's not the same day you pay your bill. And that's why this means you could have paid your bill to 0, but a different number gets reported on your credit report. So scrolling down further here, you can see all your individual cards, the balances against the credit limits here, and then the percent calculation that you're using across your individual cards. So this is a great dashboard to see it in a very simple way. Now back to the top and back to TransUnion Credit Health. The last little section here are the derogatory marks. Of course, I don't have any of these right here, but if you do have any of these, they will be reported here that we can view them and check in on them. So it says derogatory marks are good to avoid. They can stay on your report for 7 to 10 years. Now, if you have a collection, point number 1, since debt collectors need to have proof that their info is accurate, you should dispute a collection if anything's off. So of course, this is the type of stuff that you want to avoid on your credit report, but again, just be aware that they can stay on your report for 7 to 10 years, so it's still a temporary situation, and yes, you can recover from this. Now let's go back to TransUnion once more, and I'll show you one more cool thing by zooming out a little bit. So the reason why I have 2 different scores here, so TransUnion was 810 and Equifax is actually 826, way better. As I toggle between these two, watch these factors down here. All the numbers are totally identical except for hard inquiries down there. So on TransUnion, I have 4 inquiries, but on Equifax, I have 0. So all else being equal between the 2 reports, it's just those hard inquiries on TransUnion that are keeping this score lower or suppressed compared to Equifax. And if I also had access to Experian on here as well, the same type of thing holds true. Each bureau may get updated at different points during the year or from month to month. And of course, if you apply for a credit card or some loan product and they only pull TransUnion and they don't pull Equifax or Experian, then the inquiry only goes on the TransUnion report. So that's why you may have different scores from one bureau or one report to the other, because not all the factors may be the same. And of course, being able to toggle between them here like we are able to do with Credit Karma is very helpful to view things kind of side by side and determine what different things will change your score for the positive or for the worse from one report to the next. Now, one more thing I do want to show you before we end this video is when you go to credit card use, and it may be under some other tabs as well, but what we're looking for is a link that says view all accounts. And whenever you see that, this will take you to a little bit of a different type of dashboard with some more granular details about your reports and individual cards. So I'm going to click on view all accounts. And this is where I can see total open balances. So this is my credit card balances across all of my cards to see if it went up or down from the last time that this was calculated. And then I can see credit cards over $2,000 here. Nothing in collections, no student loans, no other types of loans, and then auto loans. I'm currently paying off my car right now, so I still have almost $6,000 left on that, and then home loans. So this is a fantastic dashboard to see all different types of financial loan products that may appear on your credit report in one place and the balances across each one. Very, very helpful when you're trying to calculate your monthly budget, calculate your net worth with assets or liabilities, etc. It's just a great dashboard to get a broader picture of the larger outstanding debts you may have. And then scrolling down further, I can see my individual credit cards. Also, if I had other loan products, let's see. So my auto loan right here as well, Nissan Infinity, there's my balance there, plus my closed accounts as well. So there was my VW auto loan with them as well. That one was closed out. And then all my closed credit cards over the past 8 or 9 years as well also appeared here. So I'll click on my Citibank card here with a balance of $308. And here I can see my open balance against my total credit limit on this card. Here's a little bar graph showing me my utilization, so about 5% rounded off there of my $6,900 limit. And here I can select report info as well, and I can see all the details of this individual card account or financial loan product account. Here I can see the credit limit of $6,900, the minimum monthly payment, when I exactly opened up this credit card account, so May 13th, 2017, which was 4 years ago. Also the specific payment history with a little check mark showing my on-time payments for every individual month of every year that I've had the card, including when I made my last payment on March 26th, 2021, the status, which is telling me if I'm current on my payments or not, the amount past due, which would of course represent a late payment, the worst payment status, but again my account is current and up to date, so nothing there. The account overall status is open, the type is a credit card, and the responsibility is of course me as an individual because I'm not an authorized user or anything like that, not a co-signer. This is my principal account here as the account owner. Scrolling down a bit further, any remarks on the account, the times that the payments were late in the last 30, 60, or 90 days. Of course, 0 across the board there. And then the card issuer contact information as well. So again, this is a very, very helpful dashboard to see all those accounts and including the individual details for each account on your credit report. So there you all have it. Mark Reese has been exposed publicly on YouTube with his Credit Karma account. Hopefully that gave you some awesome insights into my score, the factors that make up your score, what drives or triggers each factor to move your score up or down, and a whole lot more as well. The intention of these types of videos is of course credit education. So if you have any questions about what you saw today on the screen regarding my score, my report, my factors, or your report and your score, or anything about credit building or rebuilding in general, just let me know down below in those comments. Always happy to help you all out. With all that said, if you enjoyed today's video and believe it could benefit others, then please help me get it in front of more people by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications. I thank you all for tuning into today's video. I hope it brought you some great value. I'll see you again in future videos, and until then, remember, you are great.